Hey, 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 how's it going today, explorers? Definitely wanted to share our first rope drop video. Wanted to make sure since we got to go without any kids, we were there bright and early. We did want to get to the rope drop, but we did end up getting there just before 8 a.m. on the thing. So we wanted to go over the rides. I know we went over before we went to Disney, our plans, and that we were planning to try to run a few different areas, such as starting with Big Thunder. Definitely wanted to get Pirates in there, possibly some Indiana Jones. And so just going to kind of share how it went for us and kind of walk through. You can enjoy the walking at Disneyland and some of the sights, things as we walk from Main Street down through the center and over to Frontierland. Our first stop of the day was Big Thunder, and right from the start, I think it said 5 minute wait at most, so we were definitely headed that way right after we got into the park. So we'll continue to head that way now. And as you can see, lots of room around the park, no giant crowds. It was super relaxed. The weather was really nice, so it was a really great morning on July 3rd. We really enjoyed it. You got the vehicles going by as you cruise down Main Street. Now, I know I've heard a lot in the past that you don't want to drop the left side. You want to head to the right side and, go get things like Matterhorn, Space Mountain. Those are definitely legitimate ways to go when it comes to rope dropping at Disneyland Park. However, we do left-hand side, and with, a lot of people recommending the right-hand side and a lot of the family heading straight over to Fantasyland, that can definitely be super packed in the mornings with people rollers as soon as you get through the castle on there. So we wanted to make sure we went through and checked out the left-hand side. And like that, our first stop of the day was Big Thunder. So we'll continue heading there. Definitely enjoyed some of Main Street here as we walk down. With it being not quite as busy. And so it's just a pretty decent walk. I'm going to speed it up a little bit here. Get us through the Main Street area, down past the Penny Arcade. Right down on the right is where we were for Paint the Night and the fireworks. Really good spot. Maybe a little ways from the castle, but the Main Street buildings have some really good projections depending on the different events. Fireworks. More than likely, when we come back, we will expect you really forward to get into Adventureland, so I'll slow it down a little bit here for it. Really nice morning, as you can see. I mean, just nobody around us at the moment. It's a nice clear path. You really enjoy the shooting gallery area, stretching views, which is always nice. A lot of times there's like a traffic jam, you're just kind of looking over the top, kind of see where you're going.
Morning.
So just a beautiful morning. Memories as always.
Got it.
Video. Probably get on that the next different other cool stuff. I've only checked out some of the street vehicles.
Still saying 10.
Now, if you know the park, we're getting close. So once we get through some of this area here, we will be getting close to Big Thunder. I know this was a big one, and this is my first time riding it. I will be putting out a video soon on my first ride of Big Thunder on there, as well as we will be putting out the 360 video for that one this upcoming week. Let's see, I have that one planned out for actually Monday the 13th. So as always, please like, subscribe, helps us bring more of these experiences to everyone. And and we can keep you notified. There we go. Sorry, I was having a hard time getting it. So, as you see, we're coming right on a Big Thunder. There's just nobody around. Nice little queue. Again, they put a lot of work into it. All the rock work, everything looks really nice.
All the awesome rock work.
If you are wondering how long it may be for the different waits, Fresh Baked puts out amazing videos. He really likes the park science and, picking different areas, maybe where a line usually kicks back the other direction, and, different segments to really try to figure out how long you think your line might be. Because even I take a look and you can see a lot of people in different rides, like Toads, or another good one would be even Haunted Mansion, pretty quick. Pirates of the Caribbean, the rides where they have, boats or things that are just continually moving on there that they get on, and it doesn't take as long to load up each vehicle and get everybody situated on it. They're like on a track and you have time to get on and go. Tend to move really quickly on there. So definitely check out Fresh Bake's videos. Really helps you understand some of the cues, and he does a lot of experiments and science on there that are always interesting to watch. As you can see, just nobody there, just walking right on. Just awesome. In all honesty, sometimes I feel bad that I don't get enough time to sit and record some of these areas or stop so you can get a nice 8K shot and be able to zoom in if you wanted to, things of that nature. So almost moving too fast. I know on some of the rides here I even had a hard time I'll have a moment to switch over, change to my other preset, and it's no, we're walking right onto the ride. So it was keeping me on my toes, that's for sure. And so we'll be done here in a moment. Definitely this upcoming week, check out our 360 immersive video of Big Thunder. It looks really good. Since this one has great lighting, was able to do it in the 8K, and it's a really immersive ride. Was really enjoyable. Had some nice wrist straps, things like that made me feel much more confident in holding onto the cameras and everything. So take a look at that one when it comes out, and we'll definitely do my first ride on it, get some of my impressions and things about that ride.
So then what's the plan? You want to double back around to Adventureland now?
Yeah, we can do that.
I know from here we were trying to decide. I know we wanted to get a video of Pooh, and we're kind of taking a look at the time frames and shooting some video. You see Jen getting some really good video on the S23 Ultra. The colors and the megapixels on those are just amazing. While I'm focusing on just trying to get some really cool immersive shots. That way people can walk around and be at the park even when you can't be there at any time. On the VR headsets, they do look amazing. And on DEO VR, I do tend to release after they come out on YouTube, and that will go up to the 8K resolutions, even the 6K resolutions, where YouTube maxes out at 4. So some of the videos, even if they don't look the most clear on here, are much better and look really beautiful on the DEO VR as well. So definitely check that out if you do have any of the headsets that allow you to download the DEO VR. Personally, I really like my Meta Quest 3. So I know at this point we had decided we wanted to head over to Pirates. It had a short wait, I think either 5-10 minutes at the most. So we were heading back across that way. Of course, the Disneyland looks beautiful, the Frontierland, all the water, the different old style buildings. Super cool to see and just enjoy. As you can see, the weather was treating us super well. We had some nice cover, it wasn't too sunny or bright. I'm getting a slight sunburn on the day on my forehead. Really should have thought it out a little bit more. I am from Central California, but Anaheim's much cooler and usually has much more mild weather than where we live on there.
On. Off again.
So as you can see, almost having to hustle through here. There's just so much open room. Just cruising right up. As you can see, there's no line on any of the switchbacks. We're just walking right on here. Kind of funny. Unlike Indiana Jones, I feel it's much deeper into the queue. I thought that was a pretty early place in the ride to put a water fountain on there. I almost think like right inside the doors or something. Keep it nice and uh, cool, like the whole water machine itself, or the water faucet, just so that way, or drinking fountain, that way it stayed cooler altogether. Although if you are using the fountains, we kind of found that we didn't like the water out of those, and made sure to stop by any of the places such as the Plaza Inn on there, and you're able to get water from the soda fountain areas, and it's definitely a lot cleaner and a lot colder, and worked out really well. So as you see, I think I switched over to our inside dark filming there, so that's all I had before the actual ride of Pirates of the Caribbean, but we just walked right onto there. We just pretty much walked right up, waited for the next boat, and caught on. So really enjoyed Pirates of the Caribbean. And new animatronic, it was okay. Nothing bad about it. They could have done a whole lot better with it. Face might have had a little bit of contouring with it that when it changed, it showed a lot better. And then maybe like a white effect or something for like moonlight, like in the movies, make it much more sense as compared to just suddenly turning into the other one and sounding like Scooby-Doo. I don't even have an answer for that. I mean, yar, r as we look, show would have, I think, been a little better than the I don't know, maybe something just like Scooby-Doo. So not terrible, but definitely something you could have done a little bit better. Switch some white lighting over him as he turns into the skeleton, or around him to make that white glow. I think really would have sold the effect and brought it together with the movies. So here, I know we were heading over to Winnie the Pooh after, and we walked right up to Winnie the Pooh. I think they loaded up a car or two right in front of us, and then we got right onto our Winnie the Pooh ride. So that was a lot of fun. Really bright colors in Winnie the Pooh. I really like that about it. Is a lot of the things really stood out. A lot of the stuff from characters. I'm a little bit older. Definitely, Winnie the Pooh was big when I was little. On there, it was good to see the characters after, which was really nice. So Winnie the Pooh was our third walk on of the day. Didn't have to use any lightning lanes, anything like that, and we just kind of cruised through. So that was super nice. As we walk through here, from Bayou Country all the way around to Star Wars, I'm going to speed it up a little bit, kind of go through this walk. I will be releasing all of these. I know the first one is just the whole Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Do a nice walkthrough. Like I said, it wasn't very busy this day, so we got some really good footage of the different the Millennium Falcon, the TIE Fighters, and different things. So I'll be releasing that as a whole walk. As you can see here on the right, I mean, the river boats and everything are beautiful. So I will be releasing, the Bayou Country walk from one to the other and around the park and everything. So you can immerse yourself in just walking around the park if, you're sitting at home and missing some Disney. So give me a moment and let me get this sped up and get us over to the Smugglers Run area. That was our fourth one for the day. And the first one, we had a slight line, but we stood still for maybe 2 minutes of the whole thing. So we speed by these areas here, and I run super fast. Was really amazed by the size of the queue for Rise of the Resistance. Seeing later in the day, it definitely had the longest wait times in the park. On there, the sheer size of the queue was pretty staggering. How much work they put into all of this, and you see the mountains coming up, and the little trading posts and things like that, and this whole market area. Just really looks amazing. And once you're in the area, I mean, it's so tall, it's so big. I mean, you really feel like you're there. And one thing I mentioned on some of our videos is, taking a look around, I saw some areas behind us. I watched our 360 videos of, staircases and things like that would make great photo ops that I totally missed as we walked through in the beginning. So at this point, we're now coming up on the Smugglers Run area. We'll be kind of walking this area, checking out the Millennium Falcon, and then heading right into Smugglers Run. but that would be started with Big Thunder, did Pirates, Winnie the Pooh, and Smugglers, all before we really had to even stop in a line at all for the day. So it was really great. The time of the video, I think, before I changed some of the speed, was about 20 minutes walking on there. So it was only about 20 minutes of walking, and then you factor in the rides. I'm pretty sure we had it all done before 10 a.m. on there. It was really nice. I know we got 10 rides in for the day, even with getting our spot for Paint the Night and the fireworks 2 hours early. So I mean, that took a good chunk out, and we did leave a little earlier than usual. About 10:30, 10:45 is when we ended up leaving the park, so we wanted to work and make sure we got our magic keys set up. Just released a whole video on how you upgrade park tickets to a magic key. So if you don't know you could do that or how, we have some really good info on there for it. Definitely check that video out. And as always, please like and subscribe. We have about the next 6 weeks worth of footage before we head back to Disneyland to check out the new Halloween, Nightmare Before Christmas, DCA. I know the Guardians of the Galaxy Monster Bash and all the decorations and all the character costumes and everything that's included for the holiday season, and get those out to you where you can either watch in the 360 or immerse yourself, or look around in any other platform as well, either on your phone, tablet, TV. You can always move around our videos and check them out. So thanks for joining us. Happy exploring. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.